The onset of winter is an excellent opportunity to get used to the slowdown that happens in nature, a reset, and a returning back to rest. As fall colors bloom and leaves wither, our body is busy conserving energy, trying to increase our body temperature to protect us from the cold. And naturally, we feel a lot more lethargic. So, here are a few ways to embrace the cold weather, remaining energized while honoring our body's need to rest, turning the darkest days of the year into something you can look forward to. And winter is also the perfect time for soaking in some hygge, as the Danish say. That means the small joys of everyday life that gets just a little bit more interesting in winter, in my opinion at least. There's an extra charm to grabbing a cozy blanket, spending your evenings with your family, a hot cup of chai on a rainy day, and so on. And talking of chai, what I also love to do is make some warm teas in the afternoon. Herbal teas with immunity boosting ingredients like turmeric, elderberry flowers, cinnamon, black pepper, etc. These are great for keeping cold at bay and bringing in that extra warmth in your body. And what I find is that when the body has enough warmth, it's easier to bring in the energy that we need for doing our work, being productive, and accomplishing our goals. And even mentally, we might feel a lot more refreshed when the body is able to conserve its energy. I also love to start my mornings exposing myself to the sun rays, and I do a small ritual where I just take a few minutes to thank the sun for this life and this day. And as the sunlight dips, it can feel like as though it's also dragging our mood down, and the clouds appear and it feels like it's blanketed our entire day. But if we add a few changes to our daily routine, consciously trying to bring in small activities that can help us feel alive through our senses, then it makes a huge difference. Like grounding ourselves in the scents we love, natural fragrances from flowers or plants, creating tiny rituals like lighting a candle or a diya in the evening, burning the incense stick. I also like to use dhoop or sambrani as it's called in India, and I absolutely love the scent that it produces. Adding in some movement, I found, is also equally valuable during the winter months because it helps stretch your muscles and keep our muscles pliant when cold contracts them. And so it really helps to stretch our bodies and bring in movement even if we are feeling resistant to it. Really helps to boost the feel good vibes and keep you in a good mood. Just few minutes of movement in the mornings or in the evenings has added tremendous benefit to my life. Bhastrika is a breathwork exercise that helps you increase your body temperature and is a great way to get an instant energy boost without caffeine. I found that in the winter months, I absolutely love waking up and then doing this breathwork practice before I start my day, and it helps me tackle my day with a lot more energy, especially when I'm feeling drained because of the cold. And if you're interested in learning this technique, then you can click on the link that will appear above where I teach this practice in depth. And sometimes when you start feeling heavy or sluggish, even a short step into the cold can reset your whole system. The crisp air wakes you up, clears your mind, and reconnects you to the world outside your cozy bubble. A few minutes outside can wake up your senses, lift your mood, and remind your body that you're still connected to the world beyond your blanket. And I'm not sure if it's because I'm a winter baby, but I absolutely love evenings in the winter when I can just grab a book, get lost in it, spend some time reflecting or contemplating on things that I have been learning, the insights that I've been gaining about myself, and generally spending these months to go inward and spend time with myself to really gain clarity on my life. Abhyanga Snana, or massaging yourself with oil and then taking a warm bath to moisturize and release toxins from the skin, is another cultural tradition that I followed as a child. Every year during Deepavali, without a fail, my mom would massage us kids with warm oil before we went in to take a bath. And this is something I tried this year during winter and I really enjoyed it. And since the sunlight is not as strong, you might find some value in also looking into your vitamin D levels or B12 or omega-3 fatty acids, and just a more emphasis and focus on having nourishing and nutritious meals. Last month, I celebrated my birthday, and one thing that I absolutely loved doing was spending time with my husband, drawing tarot cards and doing a reading with him. He read my cards and I got to do a reading for him. And so, whether you believe in this or not, I think it's just a fun activity to try with your partner or family and to get them to read your oracle for the day. And winter also seems to be the time when it feels natural to be at home and do something creative, spending a couple of minutes writing, dancing, singing, drawing, trying indoor photography. And in Germany, there's a winter ritual called Lüften that means airing out your home. Even a 2-minute burst of fresh air replaces stagnant CO2, lifts the heaviness in the room, and refreshes your mind. It can also restore a bit of the natural moisture back into the room, easing that dry winter feeling and making your space feel more breathable. And when we don't do this, there can be CO2 buildup and you may feel it in the body through brain fog or dehydration. And whether we step outside or open our windows to let the fresh air in, even for a few minutes, we find that our sinuses thank us because air inside can get stuffy, and especially when we have our heaters on full blast. As you create your own winter ritual, remember that it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to tick off everything on the list, but just try the ones you feel curious about, and that way it feels easy to tackle as the winter solstice approaches you. I hope you enjoyed today's video and it brought in some much needed self-care inspiration for you, and that it helps you enjoy your winter season much more deeply. And if you have stayed so far and haven't subscribed to the channel yet, then I welcome you to subscribe and support the channel so you can be notified on more such content.